There we go. Good evening, everybody. I'll start again. Thank you for joining us. So not sure who's going to be joining us this evening because we've got Michael's away on annual leave. I think Keith's away at the moment, so he won't be joining us. But anybody else, if you join us, if you'd like us to send if you'd like to join me in the stream, let me know and I'll send you the link through WhatsApp so that you can come along and join me. We've got quite a few things that I really want to talk about this evening. One is being chlorine and KH as we get going into it. So if you've got any questions in relation to chlorine, KH, big blue filters, carbon, all that type of thing, it'd be a great topic to discuss this evening. So good evening, Mick. Good evening, Rob. Rob's watching tonight. He's not coming on. You can see I've got the camera set up over my pond. Yeah, still a work in progress, my pond, since we were away on holiday. Of course, we had a bit of a filter crash. We're still getting back on top of that, but you see the fish are looking loads better at the minute. I think I've got an issue with the automatic top up now because it hasn't quite filled that up from this morning's automatic clean, so I'm going to have a look at that tomorrow. Automatic top ups, of course, great things when they're working well. I use the ProLine automatic top up, and it seems to kind of top up intermittently, so it'll be on and it goes off, and it comes on and it goes back off. So we're going to have a look at that. Is anybody else using the ProLine top up? Is that the same for you? Good evening, Craig. Like I say, it's going to be a tough one tonight. I think Michael's away in sunny Scarborough for a few days break. So we've come on. Ben will be joining us, but he's just got in and he's gone for a sandwich and something to eat. So how is everybody and how is everybody's ponds? Of course, we've seen quite a few issues in terms of chlorine over the last couple of weeks. I'm aware of one or two ponds where it's actually resulted in fish losses. So let me know, is chlorine something that you regularly check, or do you just take it for granted that your big blues and your dechlorinators are working? We've heard of some shocking levels coming through the tap water, particularly during the night and also at weekends. So maybe it's the time of day that you're doing your water change, which may cause some damage. I was quite shocked at the shop when I checked the big blues and there was a trace of chlorine in the ponds, which I haven't seen before there. So immediately we changed the carbon in both big blues, and we've done away with any risk of chlorine damaging the filters or the fish. Chlorine will burn gills and soft tissue and that type of thing. So good evening, Keith. He's just in for a quick visit. Good of you to join us. Best wishes from everybody here. Evening, Steve. Did you manage to get that surge filter fitted? Steve's just done a new pond, lovely pond, and he's just recently added the surge filter for the additional UV and just a bit of a filter boost, actually. So be interested to see how Steve gets on with that. Yeah, so Rob's saying touch wood, all's okay with him topping up very slowly through the big blue. And I think that's the key. If you do suspect any chlorine, of course, top up very slowly, change your carbon, and of course use your fish protector, your dechlorinator, just to make double sure that it's doing it. I've got a question. Who uses DPD4 tablets for checking for chlorine? Because again, I've been telling people, I know we use the Hanometer for testing the chlorine, but I know a lot of people do use the DPD4 tablets. This might be something Mick can help me with, really. I'm a little bit unsure how they work. I believe that you crush them, pop them in a pot, add the water, and if there's any sign of pink, then you've got chlorine in the water. But if somebody uses them and can confirm that, that'd be really helpful. David got a big blue and check it weekly. It's on a trickle in permanently. Yeah, I think that's sensible. Certainly, in our experience of the chlorine, of the additional, what are they called? I've lost me track of thought. they obviously put them in the human water to clean it, to make sure that it's safe for humans to drink. But there's a lot of it in the water at the moment.
Chlorine.
Yeah, chlorine and chloramine. So I think the only way that you can really keep is to keep testing, because as the water gets shorter and shorter, of course, the water companies will switch water sources. Disinfectants, that's the word that I was looking for. And of course, if they move to another water source, they may use more disinfectant just to ensure that there's no harmful stuff in that for human consumption. Well, of course, our fish can tolerate very little chlorine. So, good evening, Will. Will's joining us from Cyprus. He looked like he was really enjoying himself the other evening. One of the waiters came up behind him on the bar and said that Will was the next grand champion, which I don't know if Rob saw that or not. Mick uses the Hannah DPD. It doesn't give you, DPD doesn't give you a level. But am I right in thinking that any hint of pink in the water at any point is a sign of chlorine, Mick? I think I read earlier that if it's more a redder pink, then it's stronger chlorine. But like you say, it doesn't give you an exact level. But I guess if we're testing chlorine from the actual pond water, we don't want to see anything in there. You don't want to see any colour whatsoever from it. Steve's up and running. Nitrite coming down water crystal clear. That's great to hear. Another thing that people have been using, I don't know if you've all seen them, but they're mountain tree hanging kits that we've got in stock now at Elite Koi. And you kind of you put these things together on a wire with a base plate, and then you put a bit of the ceramic media on, put another like disc on to separate it, put another piece of media on. With the small media, you can get 4 pieces in a Nexus. 5 pieces in a Nexus 220 Plus. And what the guys have been doing is they've been hanging them on the sides of the Nexus and just suspending this ceramic media in the outer moving chamber, which you could do on any filter, to be fair, any moving bed filter. And Rob was telling me that his nitrite level has actually come down quite significantly since he's done it. I think he's only been in a couple of weeks. So again, if anybody's having good results from these hanging kits and this ceramic media, then let everybody know. We've suspected for a while that we've lost some of the biological filtration from the filters by going all plastic media. So like the K1 and that type of media, moving beds, which is really, really good at munching ammonia, but I don't think it's quite as good at munching the nitrite. And as Timo was telling us, each set of bacteria environment has its own unique desirable water quality. So one may work a little bit better at a different temperature to another one. So if as one slips away, the other one will kick in. So by adding different types of biological filtration into the media, we're actually getting a stronger, more efficient filter from it. So interesting conversation. If anybody's got any thoughts on that, again, bring them in. All up for questions and debate tonight. I think it's good for the community. Certainly when we find something that works, everybody needs to know. So evening, Cascoy. I love that name, Mudstruck Dog Walking. Anybody guess what Kaz does for a living? I don't have chloramine as I get soft water from lake in Wales. So yeah, chloramine again. The chloramine is I'm not fully up to date with the chemistry of it, but it's ammonia that's added to the chlorine, and what happens there is you actually get ammonia coming through the tap water. So the way to test if your source water, your tap water, has chloramine in it is to do an ammonia test on your tap water. If there is ammonia in it, the natural reaction for anybody who sees ammonia in the pond is to dilute it or flush it out, to do a water change, try and dilute it. You've got to be careful, because if it's in the tap water, you could actually be making the situation worse. So if you've got chloramine in your water, I would reduce your water changes quite dramatically to only as necessary basis, and let the filter do its work on the ammonia that's going in there. The filter will convert it over a period of time, but you don't want a great deal in there. Bob says you can see it. Mick's saying yes. I'm a little bit behind here. So yeah, David's saying that although the KH is 0, he's topping it up with a buffer, which is really good thing to do. And bicarb, of course, traditionally bicarb was the buffer of choice for KH. In my experience of using the buffers, we use the Colombo KH Plus, and we used to have our own one, Koi SOS KH Plus, which was really, really good. And what we found with the commercial ones, if you like, is that they seem to be a better quality KH in there. So you need to use less, but it stays in the water for longer. Bicarb, it get you out of a fix if you're in one, certainly. But we also found that sometimes the bicarb would lead to staining or red stress marks, particularly on tanchos and whitefish. So Rob's saying, yeah, his nitrite has dropped using Mountain Tree Media after 2 weeks. Evening, Tony. Of course, Tony and Beck won the Go Sankey category at the photo show. Tony's been in, picked his trophy up. I've got a picture which I've got to share out of him with Deck. Everybody's picked the trophies up from this one. Thank you very much, guys. Well done to everybody who won a trophy at the this year's summer photo show. Be great to see them images back on social media or back in the WhatsApp group, so that we can keep reminded who won who, especially Rob. I think Rob's panicking about his grand champion status this season. Steve, extra bags of K Media in the main Oasis filter seem to be working too. Yeah, so Steve's got an Oasis filter. He said there were some gaps in there, so he's been in and bought some bags, some media bags, and then just topped that up with a bit of, I think it was K1. I can't remember which one you took now, Steve. But again, it's any space you've got in your filters. If you can get media in there, get media in there. Plastic media doesn't have to be boiling. It doesn't have to be in a moving bed. It can be static. And we had a guy in today, funny enough, and he was talking about his Nexus 220, and he was beating himself up because he had some dead spots in there. And I said, I personally don't worry about a dead spot on a moving bed, because if you look at the Easy Pod, and the Easy Pods are really, really very efficient, effective filters. We can hold 300 or 400 fish on a pond with an Easy Pod and still feed them comfortably. But there's no moving media in an Easy Pod. Of course, it's all static. So that just should put your mind at rest. If you have got dead spots in your moving beds, don't beat yourselves up about them. It's not the end of the world. Mick's agreeing with the KH buffer better than bicarb, and stability in pH and KH lasts longer than just bicarb. Yeah, I totally agree. We found that it's like the quality of the carbonate hardness is better, and this is something that we found with our tap water. You know, we've been testing the KH quite a lot in the ponds at the shop over the last couple of weeks, and it came to our attention when Paul Mack, who lives out at Doncaster way on, he's about 70 miles away from us, and he said his KH in the tap water had fallen from, I think it was 12 to 2 overnight, and of course it caught him by surprise. So again, with the water being low, with there being shortages and everything, the water companies are switching sources of source water. So around here we've got a lot of chalk in the ground. So if the water's being filtered and it's coming up from an underwater well, then it will be very, very rich in the carbonate hardness. If they switch it to a reservoir, then of course it's going to be devoid of KH. So always, I would be testing your chlorine and KH at least weekly, or if you suspect any issues, test for them straight away. Any issues, any problems, then you can give us a shout, and we'll see if we can help you in dealing with them. The KH in the shop ponds, again, it's been coming out of our water. Traditionally, it's about 10 to 12 degrees hardness. It's coming out at 5, wasn't it? this week, 5 degrees carbonate hardness, which is just below where I like it to be, really. But I've been buffering using the Colombo KH buffer to get it back up. Your KH, you can take it up a little bit higher. And the one way to tell if your KH is low, if you look at your water and it looks browny, tea coloured, or if it looks like it's got tannins and there's not many bubbles on the surface, you can see on my pond in the background there, lots of bubbles travelling across the surface. It's rich in carbonate hardness. And the carbonate hardness will also make your filter a lot more efficient. So even if you are at 6 to 8 degrees, might be worth taking it up a little bit if you're suffering with nitrite problems, or if your filter, your feel's just not quite there. Try a couple more degrees hardness in there and see what that does for it. Jess, some fabulous fish there. Thank you, Jess. How are yours getting on? I know you had some fish offers last year. Yes, I seem to remember. Was it a Shiratori, I think, if my memory serves me right. Apologies if I'm wrong. David's got 24 mountain tree hanging in his biofilter. Should I increase this mountain tree then? 250 litres of K plus in the 900 litre biofilter along with the mountain tree. It's, you know, I'm a great believer in that a little's better than none, David. If you've got space for it and you think it's going to bring you a benefit to putting more in there, then certainly go for it. I think like Tebow said, if your K1 should slip, let's say the pH value changes and it's not working quite as well at a low or higher pH, then the mountain tree might kick in and work a little bit harder with that change of the water parameter. If double up nitrate will help the nitrite, today's measurement was 0.582 milligrams. That's not too bad a level, that, David. I think if it gets up above the 1.5, then I would kind of like be half in the feed until it comes back down again, then pushing the feed up. You've just got to strengthen the filter by using your food. So as it reduces your food, the nitrite comes down. But as it comes down, start lifting the food up again. To think of it as like training in a gym. You know, you train hard, make the muscles ache, and then you've got to ease off it a little bit. As the muscle ache starts to go away, then you train a little bit harder, and it does build a stronger athlete by doing that. KH5, so should I add more buffer? I would take it up to 6 or 8, and again, be interesting to take it up. Let's say take it up to 8, and see what it does to that nitrite reading. If it brings it down, if it does, great stuff. Let us all know, because then we know we want to be thinking about adding it up a bit. Right, I've got Ben in the back room. I'm just going to bring Ben in while I catch my breath. Good evening, Ben.
Evening. How are we doing?
Good, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Yeah.
Nice to actually see the fish for once.
Yeah, looking good.
I don't think I've looked at them for nearly a week.
Yeah, you've been working hard.
Yeah, I've been flat out.
Yeah.
So
they're looking good, Ben. The water's looking good and everything back to normal in there.
Yeah, I treated for flukes last week. Just a couple with a couple of lifted scales to look at. But yeah, they're well on the feeds. I'm ready for some more of that 10k Takazumi I picked up the other week. It's nearly all gone.
That's it.
Yeah.
We've got good stocks in at the minute. We've got more coming again next week. So we did run out of high growth for a week or two, but that's all back in stock now as well. So anybody who's been missing it, it's there now on the website. Yes.
Macmillan.
Oh yeah, Tracy just reminded me as well. Macmillan raffle, that plaque that you donated, Ben. Have you got an image of it?
I haven't. No.
Let me bring one up. If you come up onto the website for everybody else who knows. So Ben donated a 4-piece granite plaque for Macmillan raffle. It's a beautiful plaque. I'll get a picture of it. We've been holding off to do it because we wanted to get a just funding page set up on the website. So you can go along there now, and it's a minimum. No, it's not a minimum donation, but if you want a ticket to win that plaque, then for every full £5 that you donate to the Just Giving page, you'll get one entry into the wheel to win the plaque. Please remember to leave your name if you're doing that and you want to go in the draw, because if you leave it anonymously, we don't know who's who. So doing quite well. How much have we done so far, Trace?
Just 1 second, I'll tell you.
It was up to nearly 400 when I looked earlier.
Yeah, that's great.
That's about where it's at, I think.
So the target was we set £1,000, haven't we?
Yeah.
And hopefully we've only
It'd
been
be great to smash it.
Yeah, we'll smash that, I think.
Yeah, I think we can smash it. Definitely with that idea of taking a poster with me on the stall on that weekend.
Yes.
I'm hoping that pulls a lot through.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to share that out, please share it out. This is just the first one. We've also got Nazagi, where we've already taken some donations, but again, the Azagi will be given away at the Grand Champion event at the end of November. So we'll get the plaque out of the way, and then we'll do the Just Funding page again for Azagi, and we're going to chuck a fish in some point in the middle as well. So it's a much easier way for us to do the donations and the raffle, the charity work.
Like I say, I think it's the best way to do it, because all the money raised then goes to the charity. There's no tax off it or anything like that.
Yeah, that's it. And it's kind of like even with the fees and the credit card fees and that, we certainly didn't mind paying them. And when we do that 100 koi auction, we'll make a donation ourselves into that Just Giving page from the auction as well. So it'll help top it up. But it's just much easier on everybody.
Yeah, I think there was a comment last night. Will was going to do a tree for it as well, which would be another good raffle to be part of.
Yeah, that's it. We can keep them going up a bit now, can't we? And it's all good. I'm just looking for the plaque. Once I find it, there we go. Let me share this in. There she comes. Doing quite well tonight, Ben. Look.
I'm on my phone, so everything's small to me, so I'm struggling. I see Keith was just asking by the looks of it when the closing date is on the to enter for the raffle as well.
So the raffle. Good point, Keith. So it's live now, and I think we're going to draw it at 2:00 on Monday, the 25th of August, which is Bank Holiday Monday. So it can stay open right up until say 1:00, and then we'll close it while we get the extra names in, the last names in the wheel, and then we'll spin the wheel. But I will do a live feed as well, so people can see that.
People can still donate after that.
Yeah, that's it. It's
they won't get the plaque.
Just trying to find. There we go. It's coming in now. So. Oh, is it there, Ben? Can you see it now?
No, I can still see your pond and the plaques and trees on there.
Let's see if I can.
Is Michael on holiday?
Yeah, he's on holiday. Yeah.
Is he?
So, yeah. And I think they've both gone away as well. So, all the three of them, should I say? There. Come on, the power of technology.
There we go.
There we go.
So,
there we go.
Yeah, it's there now.
Yeah, so 80 centimetre by 80 centimetres. That would make each plaque 20 by 20. Am I right?
No. I'm in inches, 32-inch square. I make it. So yeah, 400 by 400 each one. So yeah.
And that is. Do you know what what it says? I know that one of them symbols is koi, isn't it?
Yeah, koi carp.
Koi carp.
It does say koi carp on that one.
Me Harenga's getting better.
Yeah, we have to Google it and double check it several times to make sure, because there's slight variations on it. and we needed to make sure it did say what it was meant to say.
I think it's written backwards, isn't it? So I think the second symbol, the one at the bottom right, is the koi.
Yeah, it's like carp koi or something.
Yeah. So Mick's just being cheeky. Look, he says, I'm lost without Michael.
Well, didn't like to say anything about being one job.
No. So has anybody else, anybody who's watching, has anybody else noticed any changes in their water parameters since the water started getting a little bit scarcer? Have you noticed anything, Ben?
To be honest, I've been slack and not really checked it. But I did have to buffer. I came in late then. I heard you talking KH buffer, and yeah, I had to buffer the other day because I was down to 2. The water was looking a bit flat. So the first thing I do when it looks a bit flat is KH, and yeah, it dropped down to 2. So been using the Colombo and just buffered that back up over the last couple of days, not to do it too quickly. And again, it's come back lovely and clear now.
Yeah. It does. It looks good. It's looking good. I think it's the best I've seen it looking all season.
Yeah, it's definitely that Mr. Koizumi, definitely a game changer, I think.
Yeah. And on that, never want to miss a plug, am I? We've got a massive shipment of that coming in next week. And the other thing that we've got coming in, if anybody wants them, is the new Tempest valves. So we got some in last week. They flew out. We've got some more orders. So if anybody wants them, be on the ball and give us a ring or drop us a message to get yours put to one side. They should be here by the middle towards the end of next week. Yes.
Yeah, some interesting chat on the WhatsApp about Tempest this week.
Yeah, it's another one. It was interesting, really interesting chat. I mean, my take on a Tempest is if you empty it and it doesn't boil itself, it's either been poorly fitted or there's air getting into it somewhere.
Yeah, I find mine struggle to boil when the media was clogged tight together. It almost packs it together if I didn't clean it regular. And but yeah, even then, I never had it air through that valve at all. There was no need to.
No. So again, it's another question for everybody who's running Tempest. Have you ever had the need to clean them? I know if they do get left, like Ben said, you might have to clean them 3 or 4 times to get them fully. It's a bit like a bead, isn't it? With a bead pack, when it gets clogged up,
yeah,
it clogs up solids like concrete. It really doesn't. It takes some breaking up. But even with the pipe, we run that pipe. It must be a 10-meter pipe. And once you first put the pipe on and open the waste valve, it might take a couple of seconds for the water to start to run, but it's got to break the seal really. And once the water starts coming out the end, then the air will go in through that little one-way valve at the side. Yeah, it was an interesting topic, to say the least. Good filters though. I think in terms of like filtration, they are fines filters. They've been an absolute game changer for Nexus filters and any filters. I think we've even fit them on the filters with drums. I think they're that good. Yeah,
it's surprising how much to catch. I mean, I did a video of mine, a bit like yourself. It's indoor in the workshop, and yet the amount of fines that catches is unbelievable.
Yeah. And they're so easy to clean as well, aren't they? So, like in terms of chlorine in the water or chloramine in the water, if you the ones that we've cleaned today on ponds 2 and 3, they're after the Easy Pod. So I've not had to clean the Easy Pod, and I probably won't have to for a week or 2 if I want to. I can just empty that Tempest once a day, which is 2 buckets of water.
Yeah.
Keep the waste down. It'll save me having to do bigger water changes when the quality of the water is at the best.
Yeah, I think that's key. I mean, after we had a big outage on the water, it was most of the East Coast from about Mablethorpe down to Skegness. I think it was Tuesday, and it was the day I was due to clean my filters. So I held off doing them on purpose because I didn't want to top up after a burst main. They tend to flush so much chlorine through the pipes to start with. I was like, I don't want to put that in the pond. So I actually held off for a couple of days and then did the filter cleans.
Yeah. I think it's best. I think it's not always. There's times when changing a lot of water isn't the bestest idea or not the best plan. Certainly, yeah. It's surprising how much it is changing and where it's changing as well. You always think of your water source supply being a constant, don't you?
Yeah.
But it obviously isn't. So Rob's got 2 Tempests on his, so it's a brilliant piece of kit. Yeah, I think with the 2 Tempests, when Michael first set his up, that was a real eye opener. I'm going to put another one on mine, but I'm going to fit it with rubbers, and I'm going to put some of the Superfish carbon in one. So I don't know who remembers the old sand filters where the water came in the bottom and the sand used to just bubble around. It's supposed to be pretty good for nitrate, that was. But I'm going to do the same with the active carbon, and then if there is any heavy metals in the pond or any toxins, say if you've used Alpha-X or anything like that, it'll remove them, and then I can just take it off, shake the carbon out, and put the media back in on the Tempest. So
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it'd just be like another filter, I think.
Yeah. The carbon worked well. I think going back a little while, a few of us suspended it in the Nexus when we were having those copper issues.
Yeah,
and that seemed to work well. So yeah, having it in line in the Tempest should sort things out pretty quickly, I would have thought.
Yeah.
That sounds reminded me.
Oh,
I brought a drink out with me and forgot to open it.
So, yeah, you've been down the lakes then, Ben?
I had that photography weekend last weekend down at What a Friends Lake, and then I'm actually due at mine late tomorrow. A bit of work to do down there because I've not been over for a few weeks with being busy. So, yeah, got a weekend down there doing some work and a bit of a social on Saturday evening.
Did anybody else pick up on that fish that you was photographing, or was I the only one?
Well, the cushion koi,
Yeah,
and the mirror, and yeah. There's a few comments on that one. I've been getting a bit of stick, but that's the only fish I'll see all year and stuff.
I will have to get Gary one. So
we'll have to get him a Harry Haddock.
Yeah. Just selling Tracy, it was an inflatable mirror carp. So, yeah, we'll have to get Rob one. We have to get it in a photo show, Ben.
Get it in a blue bowl.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, just trying to think if there's anything else this week.
Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, questions, fire them in.
Is Rob not coming on? I thought Rob would be on, showing us his champions.
He's been off. He's been off all day, hasn't he?
He's been off all week, I heard.
Has he had the day off, is it? The full day?
Yeah, he's always got the day off. I'm just going to flip over to that one. Let me try that screen there. That's a bit better. Yeah. That's actually... There goes the dogs.
Molly.
That's it. Sorry about that.
Molly.
Wants to join in.
The joys of having dogs.
Yeah. It's not our dog barking, by the way.
Well, that was.
Hey, come on. Hey, come on.
Next doors.
Yeah.
I see. Is it Alf's birthday today? Did I see?
Who's?
Alf's. Was he 12?
No. The that memory cable, and then I realised that picture wasn't. That isn't a picture of Alf. It's a picture of a bead.
It is a picture of him, but made out of beads.
Yeah, it's been
right.
Made out of beads.
I just saw the post quick because I was late in and I was rushing it. It kind of just flashed up.
Yeah,
he turned 12 in July, and that picture was made out of 22,000 beads. The one from 2019.
Who counted all them?
The girl
girl
who
who
did
made it. I'll
Yeah, but
show
have
you
you
one.
checked to make sure she was right? She might have missed one.
No, I take her word for it.
Let me show you this one. You'll like this one. Boom. But that little thing there, little ball of fluff, little monster. Yeah. So, right, I'll get my ugly mug off again. Yes, we've got main deck doing the auction in the morning. We've got 20 fish, and then we've got the mystery fish. So, mystery fish.
Oh, don't you scare the kids.
I know. Yeah, mystery fishing at what I will say is it's Barahiro Nisai Koi. Really, really nice. So if you have to join us in the auction if you want to see what it is tomorrow morning. Yeah, Mick's just said he's started feeding sinking pellets. Certainly calmed down the AM at feeding time. Anyone else feeds sinking. We've been mixed it in for quite a while, making into the feeders. Like I say, it breaks the shoal up. I find that the bigger fish tend to go down the bottom for the pellets, but it does save quite a lot of damage on the fish. Mine is just going nuts now, splashing around. They seem to be more comfortable, I think, the bigger fish feeding off the bottom.
I suppose it goes back to that, the safety thing. If you think about it in the wild, a lot of the predators are from above. Yeah. So that being up near the surface, it isn't really that natural to them. No, it certainly does prevent quite a bit of damage on them. The other one, of course, I know you didn't get on with that Gatling gun feeder, the Evolution Aqua one, but I know Keith's just fitted one on his pond. It's a bigger pond though. You got to remember them feeders are designed for like medium to large size ponds because they fire so many pellets out, and I think even on the shortest distance they'll go near enough the full length of my pond. Just reminding me, I better turn the feeder off before it shoots out on the line. It sounds like a machine gun going off. Yeah. So good evening, Merrick. Thank you. Still getting over one or two issues with mine from filter crash, but it's back on the mend now. How's the auto coping, Chris? It's doing all right. The issues I'm having is with the top up. The top up is kind of like intermittent. It's on, off, on, off, on, off. I've never known that happen before with the ProLine top up. So I'm going to look into that next week. The auto cleans 9 o'clock every morning. The pond should be topped up by now, but it's quite low for some reason. So I've got to check that one out. Yeah, but you're finding the Nexus and the auto a lot better than the drum. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I went down there. I've been down there a couple of times. Give it a manual clean and a scrub around and everything. It's a lot, believe it or not, it's a lot cleaner than the drum. So the drum, you get the hang up on the waste tray, the old blanket weed. It's kind of like they need, well, in my opinion, they need quite a bit of care to keep them up and running like they should be. I wish I'd never taken the old Nexus off the pond. If I'm honest, I wish I'd just stuck with it. But yeah, each to their own, I suppose. There are circumstances. If I hadn't have had that drum while I've been building Elite Koi, my pond, of course, you can imagine it's been pretty much neglected over many years because all the time and effort's been put into the ponds at the shop and things like that. So without that drum, the pond probably wouldn't be in such good condition as what it is now for the fish. Yeah, I think like you say, lifestyle and that, but I think the auto is something I would look at adding to the Nexus. With us being busy, it just takes that strain away. If you do miss a filter clean, it's not overflowing and not filtering in effect. So yeah.
I definitely recommend them. I mean, all the new ponds at the shop, they've all got Easy Pod Autos on. All we've got to do to clean them is go along every day and hit the button, and that the routine is done. With the top ups. Well, we still have the occasional flood where we ain't got top ups on the ponds, but they're a game changer. You don't have to stand over them and look after them. You just hit the button and carry on.
There is something nice about hearing the media bubbling and an Alexis though when you're cleaning the Easy.
Yeah. I just think. I think you've got to do the list of pros and cons, and when you're doing that, you've got to really, if it's a combi drum, you've got to weigh up the amount of media that you can get in the biological side, and then your next consideration really wants to be price. So if you look at a 220, you get 150 litres in the back end with a decent air pump.
Yeah.
With the combi, even with that Synergy combi, I was probably limited to 100 litres of media at the most. The Burton's BD 150, was probably looking at 30, 40 litres of media.
Yeah, they don't hold a lot, do they?
No. But again, this is where, with the mountain tree hanging kits and things like that, you can, it doesn't always have to be plastic media, does it? You can suspend some of them in there now and get some additional biological filtration. Yeah, so evening, Brian. There's Paul. Paul's I think he's going. Are you going over to Jim's at the weekend, Paul? He's been on the phone again. I think he needs his water tested and maybe some scrapes doing.
Yeah, he did ring me the other day, and I said to get in touch with the shop. I was just flat out, but he did say Paul might be going over this weekend. So
yeah, if you're going over, Paul, you probably want your microscope with you. I don't think he's tested the water, but again, when you look at what's going on in the wider community with the chlorine spikes, ammonia spikes, and that type of thing, it could well be a water.
I did mention to Jim that I'm assuming that he was always topping up through a long length of hose pipe that's coiled up outside. And I said to him, because you notice a couple of fish aren't really healing, and I said to him it could be the metals, the copper in the water coming out of the hose pipe and things, and that's why I said to speak to you guys, see your thoughts first.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for it to accumulate, does it? Anybody who remembers what we're talking about at the minute, a good few years ago, I went across to Holland, and it was in April time, and we were going around some ponds and checking some of the fish. Some of these fish were pretty poorly. Some of them had to be destroyed, but a lot of gill damage, a lot of gill necrosis. And the guy I was with, he said, "What do you think?" He was a vet, so he knew what it was. And I was like, "Well, it can't be Ka3 because of the temperature and the time of year." And it wasn't. It was actually copper in the water that was like destroying the fish in quite high levels. So at that time, we were running all of our water through hose pipes, weren't we? And I bought the hanometer off this guy in Holland, came back and started checking the copper levels in our water, and I was gobsmacked to see the level in my pond. I think I've never seen one as low as this, but I think the recommended maximum level of copper in a water in a pond is 0.007. The lowest we've ever seen, I think, is about 0.40.
I think mine got awarded the highest. I got a trophy for mine being the highest, I think, when you tested mine.
Can you remember what yours was?
I can't, no, but it definitely prompted me to make the switch to the RO and everything.
Yeah,
straight away.
I think ours was about 0.370 or 0.390, something around there, which is, it's like, well, it must be 600 times higher than what it should have been. So, so then the investigation starts. Where's this copper coming from? Well, the first thing you think about is pipes. I then looked at the sealing on the wood. I had the tellized wood.
Yeah, that's where I think we tested mine not long after I'd rebuilt, and that we looked at all that. because you do find on the treated timber, you do get that blue, almost like a fungus grow on it sometimes, and it's obviously a sign of the copper is the blue.
Yeah.
So we were all looking at our timber ponds, and then I think
Yeah.
you did a few more tests and kind of got to the bottom of it on one of the tests.
Yeah, it was actually coming when we traced it back, because it wasn't coming out the tap water. But then it was in the pond. So when I started tasting it back, it was coming out of the big blue. Only in small amounts. But between the house and the big blue, of course, is the garden hose. And the water was stored in there because it was on an automatic top up as well. It was warming up in the sun, and everything in that hose pipe was leaching into the water, which is then going into the pond. And of course, copper just accumulates, so it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger in the pond all the time. Quite a quick fix to get rid of it, and that was with the active carbon, wasn't it? It soon,
using that in the Nexus.
Yeah. But again, it's another thing to maybe consider if you've got fish with issues that just won't heal or don't heal. In Jim's case, if you've got some that are being stubborn to heal, and everything else is coming back okay, I think you've got to go just that little bit further deeper and have a look at how you're getting the water to the pond.
Yeah, it's one of the first things I said to him. I said, like, you're using a hose pipe, and it's a long stretch of hose pipe, and he coils it over a hook on the wall, so it's in the sun all day, and obviously still got water in it.
Yeah.
So then when he turns the tap on, everything that's been in that hose soaks in. I think there is stuff on the internet after we looked at it. It is quite common, a hose pipe leaching, and it was the chemicals they leached was like lead, copper, things you wouldn't expect to be in a garden hose, but they were coming out of it.
Yeah. I tell you what sold it to me was when somebody said to me, if the hose pipe's being laid in the sun and you picked it up and you was thirsty, would you drink out of it before you flushed it through? And I was like, no, because it stinks.
Yeah.
You know, it's full of pollutants. So Philip King just started feeding, singing works well. No. Yeah, I might have to elaborate a little bit on that one, Philip.
It might be sinking.
Sinking. He's put singing there.
Yeah,
sorry,
might be sinking.
Works well. Yeah, it's a great way of splitting up the fish and taking or calming some of that frenzy down. I don't think you'll stop the frenzy. It's sinking food. I think it's a more natural way for them to feed. Yeah, so Keith's just saying he had to do the same with his. Now, if anybody's running hose pipe, I think we've still got some tap connectors left at the shop. If you're running hose pipe, we've got two types of food grade hose that we can run from your tap to the pond. One's 4mm and the other one's 1/4 inch, and it's relatively cheap. So it's cheaper than buying a new hose. And the good thing about the 4mm one is it stops you from filling the pond up too quickly. So we run that down now. It's a couple of tap connectors, one on the tap at the house, one on the big blue, and it sorts all our water needs out. Yeah, so your fish are looking great, Ben.
Yeah, I say, first time I've stood outside for a while with them, and yeah, they are. I say the odd one got a little mark on it. Might have still be from the flukes. I say it was only last week that Learnex Pro went in, so I'll have a look at them on Sunday. Get them in a bowl.
Yeah, look nice. So yeah, so see Will's over in Cyprus. I don't know if he's met up with George yet. I don't know if he's watching. He was supposed to message George, and he was gonna take him for a pint for slow beer, I think. So,
I'm not sure even Cyprus could handle George and Will together.
No. Again, anybody who wonders what we're talking about, of course, we did. George he runs the Cyprus Insight YouTube channel. So anybody going to Cyprus, you can bet your life George has been to your hotel, and there's a video of it on his channel, particularly in Patara. So him and his missus Sue, they do a lot for Ella's Blind Cat Sanctuary, which we had a charity night, didn't we? We donated a koi Ben donated a plaque and Will donated a tree. And how much did we raise? About 900 quid, I think. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was close to 900, I think.
Yeah. So, of course, it was no brainer when Will had sent over a small one of his wire trees for George when we went over as a gift. So when he said he was going, of course, he's got to go and meet up with him, hopefully, and have a slow beer with George.
Maybe George will take his caster.
Yeah, his caster. Now,
His caster.
now I'll tell you what's just brought it to my mind is let's hope he doesn't take him sailing.
Yeah.
Because I'm just looking at Phillips King's comment again, he's put sinking.
Sinking or sailing.
Yeah, sinking or sailing. It's he was on the stream earlier, he must be having his tea now. Yeah.
He's 2 hours ahead, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, so anybody else got any points, or Keith's got his eye on your 4-step Kahaku, Ben?
What, the one with the shimmy? It's thrown a shimmy. Tebow loved that fish. It was nearly a banker for a trophy every time, and it's thrown a shimmy. Where's it gone?
Oh, is that the one where
It lived in the pipe? It's down there. It's got some body on it now, just coming up. Just underneath the chag. But yeah, it's got a big shimmy on its left flank.
it might be Sankey?
It's gone off round the corner now.
Yeah,
Molly.
so Merrick's just asking, is the pipe leaching copper? It leaches all sorts, Merrick, and it kind of like, if you think everything that we do with the koi ponds, we do in terms of like making sure that nothing can leach into the water. We use all the products to keep them healthy and everything. The one thing that we all do is we all use a cheap garden hose to fill the water up. I don't think you'll have the issues with it if you flush it out. But when it's sat in the sun full of water, that all you've got to do is smell it, and you'll smell the plastic smell in it and the toxins in the water. And if you don't flush it out, of course, that goes straight into the pond, and over a period of time it will accumulate. So definitely change it for food grade hose. If you want to replace it with hose pipe, get a caravan hose for drinking water, which I think they're about the same sort of price as a garden hose. But it's food grade, so with it being food grade, it won't leach anything in. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. So, Paul just had a time on the garden, tap to top up, through RO pipe to baby blue. Yeah. You've got to look at them, and like I say, it's quite neat, the 4mm pipe, and it goes. We run it right around the perimeter of the garden to get it to the big blue from the tap. You wouldn't even know that it's there. But with it being 4mm, it really does slow down the amount of water that you're putting through the big blue at any time.
Right, that's the 4mm down there. It splits off, one to the pond top up and one's to the water feature. I always flush through to the water feature first, so any water goes through to the feature before going into the pond.
Yeah. And we never really, since we switched them all over, it kind of like we'd forgotten about COP, haven't we? And
yeah, it's like I say, we've been there and done it. You forget that people are still coming into the hobby, that we've automatically done it and changed it to remember that people are still doing what we did like years ago, if you like.
Yeah, it's not something that you really consider, is it? I would have never ever dreamt it. If I hadn't have picked up that hanometer I'd been to Holland and seen that 4-step khaki now, and seen the damage that copper did to fish. There's one guy, I still remember, we took it out and the one side of its gills were perfectly healthy, rolled the fish over and looked in the other side and the gill was just completely gone.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he lost the fish. But of course, all the fish went back to the lab. He took that one back. He kind of like surrendered it and sent it to the lab for it to be tested. So it was tested for the viruses and everything else, and along with the water, and it came back. It was the copper. And after we'd left, he'd had an indoor aquarium as well, and he lost all his fish in the indoor aquarium because of the level.
I was going to touch on that. When we kept marine, we were looking at second-hand tanks, and we're always advised to check like the clear silicon on the joint of a tank, and if it's got a blue tinge to it, it's had copper treatment added to the tank because it stains the silicon. So not to use that for marine because it will still leach out because it's in the silicon. So when you start thinking about it and piecing it all together, it does all make sense.
Yeah. Do you know what they used to use it for?
Sorry?
It got used heavily in boot topping on boats and ships as well. It was used to get in aquarium to get rid of snails.
Yeah.
So it's I mean that's another one. I've done a bit of research into how do you get rid of snails now if them chemicals out there to get rid of them. And the best way to get rid of snails out of the pond is a snail trap.
Right.
Yeah, so you put them, inside your filter where the snails are. Put a little plastic tub, put some lettuce in it, and go and empty it every day. That's the way to get rid of snails.
It's one thing I can't say I seem to get many of is snails, to be honest.
No, we don't put plants in, do we?
No. Laura's aquarium fish tank's full of them.
What, snails or plants?
Yeah, snails, and that's artificial plants.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they've come in from.
No, there's strange things. Yeah, so Merrick's just saying very interested. Wouldn't even think about hose pipe. It's mad. It really
I say if you Google it, it is out there. If you just, I think I just Googled hose pipe leaching. I was talking to someone about it recently as well. Oh, it might have been Craig and Sharon when I'd been over to theirs. Craig was the same. He was topping up with a hose pipe, and we had the conversation about it there as well.
Yeah, it's I think was it Rob who said he's got the blue caravan hose? Yeah, caravan hose. I'm trying to think of any other snippets that we've picked up over the years that can really, the small things that you don't think about. Again, for me at the minute, the biggest one is if anybody's coming in with issues at the shop, the first thing I'm saying to them is check the chlorine and the KH for sure. I think they're the two that are going to catch most koi keepers out. Certainly, if the water levels keep dropping as well, which I think they're going to until we get some decent rainfall over the winter.
Yeah, I was looking at next week's weather for work earlier, and it looks like 32, 33 degrees some days next week with no hint of a rain all week next week again.
Yeah.
So it's starting to get to that point now. I've certainly noticed it with the lakes. I think they're the lowest I've seen them in years. Yeah,
the reservoirs are out there. If you go over the M62 over the Pennines, the reservoirs have never really recovered from. When was the last water shortage? It was 2 years ago, was it?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but they just never bounced back from that. So Merrick's biggest bugbear is chloramine. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but it's like when you're in Holland, they don't have the issues of chlorine or chloramine. There's nothing put in their source water. Whereas in the UK, you've got what else? You've got fluorine, fluoride, all sorts of additives. Chloramine it's a nasty one because I think in terms of chloramine removal, all you can really do is a big blue, as much carbon as possible, run it through slowly, and use your liquid dechlorinators as well. Have you ever considered storing it, Merrick, for if you had a couple of IBCs and you store it up while you gas one off, and another one's gassing off while you're using one? That could be another way to get around like the issues of what's in there.
I don't know what we've got an inline filter, like on the main supply into the house. I don't know how much that actually removes on the way in. Might have to look at.
I think one place to start looking will be like swimming pools. So Ben, Ben's a swimming coach.
Yeah.
And he'd asked the guy who looks after the swimming pools, what's the safe level for chlorine in a swimming pool for humans? I think he said it was, again, don't quote me on these figures, but I think he said it was 1.5. I'm assuming that must be parts per million or whatever it's measured in. And there's been cases of it coming out the tap here in Grimsby at 2.5.
Yeah.
So, but again, anybody who wants to know more about that, do your research on Google and just make sure you get I'm quoting the right figures. These are only like third hand. It's not stuff that I've really researched myself. I'm just looking for that Chigoi. Is that Chigoi, Ben, from Japan?
The one from Japan, yeah, just literally under me. Coming up now. The little dark one, the little Hoover.
I see him, yeah.
Yeah, he's just literally there now. Dead tame, you can almost stroke it.
Yeah, catalytic carbon. So we've got some pretty decent carbon at the shop, Merrick, which is pretty reasonably priced as well. If you need carbon, it's a good one. It's come from Europe. It's been done by a guy who shows his koi, so he really does know about his carbon. Not mega expensive. RO systems, I've got to admit, I don't really know a great deal about them, but it does remove the chlorine but destroys the membranes. I don't think they're cheap to replace either, the membranes. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. Against your fish and public health, where do you go? Yeah. So what your plan for the weekend, Ben?
Down the lake for me. I say working down the lake. A few of the lads are over, so we'll have a curry and a beer tomorrow night down there.
Very
and
nice.
then probably back into work on Sunday, get these plaques made and ready for the upcoming show.
Yeah, because that's only 2 weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, it could do with being about 22 weeks away.
Yeah, I think Deck thinks the same. We started photographing the fish today for the auction, so we're doing the 100 toe-side koi again auction.
Yeah.
He got a good third of them done today and all sated up and everything, so he's on track, bless him.
Hopefully we tune in. You'll probably still be auctioning when we're done for the Saturday daytime, so I'll have to tune in for the evening.
Yeah, we're going to start a little bit earlier, I think. And then, because are you stopping over for the night at the show?
I think I'm sleeping in the back of the van Saturday night, safe driving home.
Yeah, they have a bit of a party in that, I think, so it's well worth doing it. I don't know if Tebow's coming. If Tebow comes over, then we might even end up there ourselves at some night.
Right.
A bit of a party.
Yeah.
But Tebow's away at the minute, so I've got to catch up with him and find out what he's doing.
Won't we be having our own party?
Yeah, probably will be. Tracy just saying, won't we be having our own party? It
Yeah.
usually turns out that way. So interesting that one, Mary. So he's saying that ozone will remove chloramine.
Yeah, not one I'm familiar with or anything.
No, I'm not. I know when you look at the super tab, it works by its redox potential, and sodium chloride. It's similar, but not quite the same as ozone, and it sits below ozone in terms of an oxidizer. So I think that that smell you get from super tab.
Yeah.
I think it's like an ozony type smell. But ozone, yeah, it's not one to be. It's not one for the faint-hearted, I don't think. But be interested to know if it removes chloramine. I thought it was just like a bacteria suppressant. Yeah, always learning. Always learning. So we'll be back in the morning, myself and Dec. I've got to do the TikTok shop at 12:30. So if anybody wants anything from TikTok shop, I'll be live at 12:30.
And don't forget, if
For an
anybody
hour.
wants to have a go on the plaque,
Oh yeah, don't forget the plaque as well.
if they want to have a go on the plaque, £5 to donate on the Macmillan page on the website.
So that's live on the website now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All proceeds to Macmillan Cancer Support.
I'm going to be having a few goes on that myself, I think.
I put 50 quid on last night. Is that good? I want it back.
Yeah. I don't know where could I incorporate that into the patio?
I reckon Pond 1 at the shop. On the side, big on the wall at the side of Pond 1.
Oh yeah, I'll put up on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll look good, wouldn't it?
Send Deck up with a screwdriver balancing on a board.
Well, he can knock it up when he fills the feed up, can't he?
Yeah.
That was when everybody was there last week. I said, "Do you want to see how I can fill that feed up?" Like, yeah, how do you fill that up? Deck. Get up there.
You can just donate as well if you don't want to win the plaque.
Like Tracy said, if you just want to make a donation, then you can do. Just do it. You don't have to enter for the plaque. Yeah, it's good. It's good. How much we done?
I think up to now 400. That's there or thereabouts.
Tracy's just going to have a look so we know where we are with it.
Yeah. So I think it was about 384 when I looked earlier today.
I think it's 300. It's 359. 35%.
35%, Matt. So
come on, folks.
Yeah, let's get some in.
It's a very good cause.
Mick's asking, we're going back to Japan. Chris, interested subject, this one, Mick.
Yeah.
Trace sat next to me at the minute. So, yeah, we'll be back next year for the buying trip. I'm a little bit tempted to go for the autumn harvest, but if I was going, I'd really want to go for the harvest of that Azagi with Hossikai. I'd love to go down to the pond or the mud pond and be part of the harvesting gang to get it out.
Yeah, seeing that come out, it's going to be
but
cracking.
No, yeah, you imagine just sitting sobbing if it doesn't come out.
Yeah, bare food.
Yeah, bare food. But the trouble is they've got that many mud ponds between them all. I don't think it would be possible for him to tell me when he's going to harvest that one pond.
No.
But if I can get it, I'm torn. I don't know whether to go for autumn or not. So, yeah. So Mick will be retired by then. Why are you coming with me, Mick? Yeah. So Merrick's going to pop on the website tomorrow and enter for that plaque. Thank you, Merrick. Again, it's all everything is for the Macmillan Cancer Support. So if you can share that out, please, we'd be very, very grateful to get them in. Just remember, anybody who's entering it, if you want to be in the name, if you want your name in the raffle on the Wheel of Fortune to win it, remember to put your name. Don't donate anonymously. And for every full £5 that you spend, you'll get one entry into the wheel. So, looking forward to that one. I might have to top up my own donations a bit to make sure I secure it. Yeah.
Who's got the job of putting all the names on the wheel?
We haven't done the short straw yet.
Yeah, we haven't done the
I was going to say, mine's on there 10 times, so I'll be counting.
We'll probably start doing it over the next couple of days so we don't get too far behind with it.
Yeah, almost.
But again, it's because all we can see is the donation amount and the name, so we can't. If it goes as anonymous, we can't track the payments or anything because it goes straight to the charity.
Yeah.
Can you just explain the plaque, Ben?
Yeah.
We've been asked, is it painted?
Yeah, it's fully engraved and hand painted. So it basically starts out life as a plain tile, and then we stencil it up. This time, basically, I screwed all 4 to a piece of wood, and then we made one large stencil, and then it's fully engraved on this particular one. It's the background and the koi that's engraved and hand painted. Bit special. I think it came about a bit of a joking comment in the shop. We made these as a coaster that flew out of the shop really quickly, and Rob made a joking post, as he always does, about this massive coaster that he'd bought from the shop, and enlarged the coaster on a picture. And I said, I can make you one that big. And then it basically turned out into, we'll make one and we'll donate it, and let's make something special for Macmillan. So that's where that one came from.
Yeah, it's
So
brilliant.
it's actually 4 plaques, 4 pieces, isn't it? Joined
Yeah,
together?
four individual tiles pieced together to give the overall effect there.
Yeah. So Keith saying, how would that be like flat on the patio? I think that would look amazing on the patio.
I'm trying to remember how I did it. It was a while ago, but yeah, the only thing with that is because what you see in there is black, is engraved. The fish is proud, so you've probably got about 4 or 5 mil depth on the fish and the lettering. So obviously it is a bit of a trip hazard, or you'd be walking on the painted surface. So obviously the wear and tear of walking on it, I wouldn't say it would last as well as being on the wall. I mean, it's just been my camera. That one on my wall's been up through all the winter. I've not even wiped it. So done the same way as the koi. Obviously, that's just the Buddha. But again, what you see there, the grey is raised, so it will always be there.
Yeah, that's a 4-piece plaque as well, isn't it? So,
Yeah, that's a 4-piece one. If I go right in, you can see the join, but from a distance, you wouldn't know it was 4 pieces.
Yeah, they look great. They look great, Ben. So, and Ben's got a stand at the Newark Koi Show. Merrick as well. If you want anything bespoke, Ben can do whatever you like. He's done us some beautiful geisha gales.
Yeah, I think if it's the same Merrick, Laura did do quite a bit of work and quotations and prep work and design work for Merrick's logo. If that is the same Merrick, of course.
It's just gone to get refreshment.
Mine was empty.
That Buddha looks brilliant.
You just can't find the bar staff these days.
No, mine must be inside, sat down.
Yes, so right, folks, I think I'm going to call it a night. If there's nothing else, don't know if you've noticed what I've been doing, like a few shorts on YouTube and that from the PondSide live and that. So if we pick up a good comment, I'm going to be posting them on there, so you can always return back to them. Certainly with the stuff about hose pipes and chlorine and stuff like that, it'll always be up there. But thanks for joining us. Enjoy your evening tomorrow, Ben.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a bit of a chill out, to be honest.
Keith, you get some rest. Want your fighting fit ready for the next event day.
Judging next, isn't he, Keith?
Yeah, he's judge. He's the next judge. So, yes. Mick, good to speak to you and everybody else. So, hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow during the live stream. If not, this is going to be a regular thing on a Friday as well. So, we'll catch up with you next Friday. But thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next week.
See you later.
Cheers, Ben.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.